Hello everyone, this is ICBs and today we are again talking about the casting choices for the Harry Potter series because HBO finally told us who is going to be playing the big three in this new series that they're going to be making. And before we talk about that, I think that it is very important for me to explain my biases to you guys because whatever I personally believe in or whatever I personally lean towards doesn't mean that you also believe the same thing. So I believe in transparency. With that said, I don't care about the LGBTQ presence in movies and whatnot, but what I really care about is race swapping. I don't like it. I think they are stinky poo poo choices by the directors and writers, and I absolutely hate it. But you don't have to necessarily believe that, but I'm just saying that before you start watching this video, those are my biases. And I've already made a very lengthy, maybe two videos already at this topic, so if you want to watch that, yeah, I mean they are on my channel, so good luck to that. And for now, let's talk about the casting choices, or so as some people might call them, controversial casting choices. First up, you have I'm going to have a really hard time pronouncing this thing. Dominic McLaughlin. That's the best I can do. I'm not going to even attempt to say that again. Yeah, I'm going to wait until this guy's name is so popular that everyone is saying that, so I know how to pronounce it. So yeah, this guy is going to be playing Harry Potter. Seems alright, yeah. And then you have Arabella Stanton as Hermione Granger. And from what I've heard, at least I haven't seen any backlash on the internet with this character, but I've heard other people talk about backlash around this casting choice and people are calling it a race swap, but I haven't seen it. Maybe because I don't use Twitter often enough. Maybe I should. I know you get a lot of great content ideas from Twitter, but I don't use Twitter enough. I should do. But as far as I've seen in my casual scrollings of Instagram, I have not seen any backlash with this character. From hearing my disclaimer towards the beginning of this video, you might think that I would be against this casting choice. Let me rephrase myself again. I don't have a problem with race swaps. I just think that if a character or is described in a certain way and the actor looks exactly like that, regardless of the race, I think that's totally fine. I care about the visuals of the character, and I think that Arabella looks kind of exactly like Hermione Granger. I think she's a great casting choice, you know? So I know there might be some backlash, at least I have to mention that I haven't seen any backlash, but yeah, I think she's a great casting choice. And then you have Alastair Stout as Ronald Weasley. And he seems really great too, but if I have to rate these guys out of 100, this guy would be like 80 out of 100. She would be 90 out of 100, and this guy would be like 100 out of 100. I think this is a really good choice, and this is also a really good choice. And I don't know, I have no idea how to explain why I don't like as much as the others, but I don't know, 80 is still a good number. I just don't know why I don't like this guy as much as the other two. So yeah, that's the casting choices for the first big three characters. And I've already made a video about this fellow over here, and if you watch that video, you guys know how I already feel about this guy. I am personally not a big fan of this casting choice. The actor might be a wonderful person as an actor or a wonderful person in real life, but like I told you, I care about the visuals. So if a character, doesn't matter what race he's from, if visually looks like the character in the comic books or the source material, that's fine. But obviously this character doesn't resemble the pasty white guy that J.K. Rowling described in her books. I don't like this casting choice. I don't hate the actor. I just don't think that every actor is born to play every role out there for them. I think that some actors are born to play some roles. So I don't think that this guy was made for this role. I could, however, be very, very wrong in the future when this guy absolutely slays as Snape and everyone is praising him and I look like an absolute idiot. But for now, I am allowed to share my opinions and my reservations about this casting choice. For you guys, you might not even care, but yeah, the biggest thing that I don't like about this whole situation is that HBO is deciding to remake the Harry Potter series. I don't like it because you have, a series of movies that's really good, close to perfection. Now I know a lot of people say that the movies don't exactly follow the books 100%, but the movies are still great. They were an iconic phenomenon back in the day. It's funny to call it back in the day when, yeah, I lived through those movies. I watched them when I was a kid, but yeah, it has been over a decade, right? And now they're deciding to remake this as a series. And obviously, when they do that, they are going to make even more money than before. The movies made billions upon billions of dollars. J.K. Rowling got, like a billionaire because of those things. And now she's going to earn even more money. Absolutely ridiculous. I just don't like the whole idea of, redoing the whole Harry Potter series. I don't know. It feels like HBO wants to reintroduce this series or story of Harry Potter to a newer generation, but I don't think that the older generation, like myself, has completely forgotten about the movies. So obviously, we will also be looking forward to anything new about Harry Potter that comes out. So if we look forward to it, obviously we are also the target demographic for this show. But it feels like that HBO is not really putting us as a priority when it comes to this show, or because they just want to introduce it to a newer generation, which is fine. Like, I do think that Harry Potter is a wonderful story that every generation needs to know about. I just hope that this show doesn't turn into a Witcher 3 situation where writers think that they know better than the source material that they're adapting from. Like Witcher 3 is a prime example of the hubris of the writers and directors who thought they could do better than the original author and the original game. Like it was a complete bait and switch when it came to Witcher 3, and I hope that you need to have I hope that these directors have enough respect for the source material when they're adapting. I think that's really important. I'm not saying that you have to bow to the source material and follow it to every dot and comma, but you need to have a certain amount of respect for the original source material. That I did not think that the directors and writers for Witcher 3 had. They obviously thought they could do better. Obviously, Witcher 3, up to this point, Witcher 3 is a story about Geralt. And obviously, Ciri is definitely still a girl who is the key to everything in the games as well. But most of the time, you're still playing as Geralt. But the showrunners really, for some reason, hated Geralt and they wanted Ciri to be center of the show. They could have easily done that, but they first needed to give proper highlight to Geralt and finish his story arc before, giving Ciri the spotlight and making her the main character. It's totally fine if you want to. I mean, that's what the video games are doing right now when, Witcher 4's trailer just came out and Ciri is she's the protagonist of the fourth game and fans are absolutely looking forward to it because that's how the game is advertised. The way the Witcher season was advertised was, hey, you get to see Geralt do Geralt things, but when you watch the show, it's not about Geralt. You barely see him in the show. You just see Ciri and Geralt's girlfriend. I forgot the name of Jennifer. Yeah, that's her. So you see those two women doing things, and Geralt is just somewhere in the background in his own show. So yeah, I hope that the writers and directors of this new Harry Potter series have respect for the source material, and that it doesn't turn into the Witcher situation, because obviously I do think the Witcher had so much potential to be the next big thing like Game of Thrones, and it is, it's a magnificent phenomenon to see a franchise that had that much of a fantastic potential to so gloriously crash and burn. It is definitely fantastic to see something like that happen, and I hope that it doesn't happen to this Harry Potter series. But for now, thank you for listening to this very long, very unscripted, obviously, rant from me about the casting choices for the new Harry Potter series that will sometime come out, I think, next year in 2026. And yeah, it's gonna be competing with GTA 6. I think a lot of people are gonna be playing that game. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about the casting choices of this new series in the comments down below. And as always, it's time for a goodbye.